This style push mower right here is honestly the easiest push mower I've ever worked on. They are very, very simple design. All you need is an 8mm socket and a needle nose pliers, and you pull your fuel tank and your carburetor in less than a minute, in my opinion. Super simple. Even the carburetors are very simply designed. 99% of the time it's just bad fuel, a little bit of trash in there, clean it out, and it'll go right back to working. All you got to do is pull these top 3 8mm right here. Whole cover off, out of your way. Pull your air filter cover, air filter to the side. Then you got 2 8mm. Now don't get the ones in the center, make sure it's the 2 outside. One right there, one right there. That releases your carburetor. Slide the whole thing out. Now pick up on the fuel tank, up and out. Slide the carburetor out, unhook the throttle, and it all comes off in one section. Super easy. Then you take it over to your bench and clean it out. See, the 2 carb bolts were the 2 outer. Then you have 2 small 9/32 to hold the carburetor to the filter plate, but you don't even have to remove that. Unhook the fuel line here. Separate the carburetor from there. And then you can take your fuel tank, dump it out. Now 9/32 socket or a wrench, whatever you prefer. See, there's our issue right there. We got old nasty. See how it's brown colored? Just dead fuel is all it is. It stops that main jet up. And this carburetor is really simple. Everything pops out of its place. And I know these are cheaply made, but honestly they hold up well. I mean, as long as you keep the oil changed in them and good fuel in them, they'll last a while. And that's it. I mean, this is your jet mechanism here. It pulls apart. You just clean. That's the most important one right there. Clean that out. Don't put too much compressed air in it, because that ball right there is pressed in and it'll shoot out, and if it does that, you got to replace it. Get all this cleaned out, flush it out. You got your fuel tank clean already, stick it right back on, and you have cleaned the carburetor and got a push mower back running in what? I would say I can do it in probably 5 minutes, but I mean, if you're not experienced, you can do it in 30 minutes. I've heard people before say that they'll take this right here and they won't take the carburetor off, and they'll take and spray this right there like that and think that's cleaning your carburetor. That is not the case. That don't do anything for it. You have to take the bowl off, remove all the guts and internals, and you have to thoroughly clean all these orifices and stuff. That mechanic in a can junk, that ain't gonna work. I mean, it might work for a little bit of bad fuel, but if you got hard particles bouncing around in this bowl, you got to clean it out thoroughly. Just spraying this on it ain't gonna do it. You need to get some wire picks. 4/0 steel wool is a really great tool. Get in here and really work around and clean these orifices out great, and you'll thank me later. You'll only have to put it on one time. You don't have to keep taking it on and off whenever the thing's sitting there surging up and down. If you'll get these jets clean and polished, it'll run smooth like a sewing machine. Another cool little tool I got off Amazon. A little bit holder that goes in my impact, and it'll hold my little tiny drill bits for working on these carburetors, which is pretty cool. Now what I like to do, take a little steel wool and get it on the end of that drill bit. like that right there. It really does a good job at cleaning them brass pieces. Alright, we're ready to go back together already. There is a little insert that would slide back and forth in there, and it has to be lined up for this jet to go back in, so just be mindful of that. Be careful. This will not go back but one way. There you go. Same as this bowl, it has to go on a certain way. That main pickup has to fall down in that hole. Alright, let's go stick it back on. Get your primer. See what it'll do. Keep wrenching, guys. I hope that helps.